Let's turn attention to the Caribbean nation of Haiti, where reactions are following the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry over long-running violence in his country. Recall that the 74-year-old announced he would step aside after an emergency meeting of regional nations in Jamaica. Prime Minister Henry is calling for calm while asking residents to do everything they can for peace and stability to return as fast as possible. Ariel Henry is currently in Puerto Rico after being prevented by the threats from the gangs from returning home. For more on the sudden but highly pressured resignation of the Haitian Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, I am now being joined by Global Affairs analyst Colin Zonweke from Belgium. Thank you for joining us on World Now. Let's get your take on developments in Haiti. We call him Prime Minister now. Mr. Henry is unable to get back into Haiti because the gangs have practically taken over the country. What's your take on what's going on and his pressured resignation from office?
Thank you, Ambassador, for having me. Obviously, Mr. Henry, the outgoing Prime Minister, ought to have done what he did now many months ago. What this tells us is that voters can no longer be taken for granted as we see up across, different parts of the world, and, people getting away with those. He came to power as, Prime Minister following the assassination of the president, holding forth with the promise that he was going to conduct an election to install a legitimate, elected, government. The signs of what has happened today could have been seen from the very first day because he never provided a timetable. He only said as soon as possible, which could be any time, years to come, decades to come. So finally, the gangs started to rule, and that became untenable anymore. And so, he decided to resign. Does that solve the problem? Certainly not. He is still there in exile, so to speak, from where he's expected to, be managing the country until an interim, until a transition government is put in place. So the worst may not have been, heard or seen in Haiti, but the world remains at alert.
And talking about this transitional council, how soon do you see it coming into effect, considering that it does appear that the gangs themselves are unable to contain the extent of violence that is taking place across Haiti?
Well, it really surprises me when people refer to, the group there in Haiti as a gang. It's a terrorist group for crying out loud. They are terrorizing the, entire capital, in fact, the entire country. And yes, indeed, they are doing, a whole lot of havoc. Now, I'm not holding brief, for the government of Mr. Henry. Because, of course, his attitude, his approach has actually led to the deterioration that we're seeing. But you see, two wrongs don't make a right. And obviously, the terrorists have taken over. They have even announced before the transitional council could even have the opportunity to be formed that they are not going to, support or respect the transitional council. So you see, the mayhem has come to stay until things are done according to their books. And what does it mean for things to be done according to the books of the so-called gang? It is when they actually take over the government of Haiti. Now, the transitional council coming in first, I think it's difficult to predict when that would be. But obviously, it has got to come as soon as possible. That is, the answer, and it can't wait any day longer. So definitely, there is a sense of urgency here.
All right, then. Colin Zonweke is a global affairs analyst, and he joined us from Belgium. Thank you very much for your time on World Now.
My pleasure.